Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jennifer Jefferies, the present day wise woman, a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This podcast is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and health and live from a place of prevention. Let's get into today's episode. I love the wisdom of Mary Poppins. Why? Because she says, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. Well, she sings it like, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. Because if you find the fun and snap, the job's a game. That's Mary Poppins. Like, such wise wisdom. I absolutely love that on every level. Good on Mary Poppins. I remember watching that movie whenever it was in the late 60s at a drive-in theater with the family, and I loved it. So what a lot of people don't realize is that play, having fun, can increase productivity, not just help us deal with life better. So the Mary Poppins factor, or Mary Poppins system, whatever you want to call it, in productivity refers to the idea that bringing in fun and enjoyment into your work, no matter what it is, can absolutely help to enhance our performance, a sense of overall well-being, and just help us cope with life better. Because when you're in that drudgery of, I go to work, that can be really tough. And so imagine you just think, what would Mary Poppins do? She'd find fun in it. And it's not frivolous. It's so important for us to be able to, it's why, good play is one of the essential factors in my new book, Fuck the Stress, because our adrenal glands are recharged with good food, good rest, and good play. So fun is important. It's actually essential to our well-being. So Mary Poppins in the movie, if you think back to the movie, she's all about, doesn't matter what the chores are that she's got the kids doing and stuff, she's always helping them to find a lightheartedness to the mundane. And we talk about in business how mastering, it's not even in business, it's everything, mastering the mundane is how we actually succeed, because it's the mundane that we do 80% of the time that builds the foundation to build whatever empire you're wanting to build. So that light, playful kind of attitude can help you. If you're stuck, you're overwhelmed, you're just thinking, it's too hard, there's too much to do. Do something and just lighten your spirit when it comes to it. So it's a great way to be able to help moving things like procrastination. There's a cool guy called Ali Abdul, and he talks about the power of play at work. And he talks about how within a workplace, it's not just for boosting productivity and creativity and innovation and all those kind of things. It's also about overall well-being, and that it's that kind of growth mindset versus that rigid mindset. So business and life tends to be, for most people, pretty rigid. However, it's really outdated. We live in this different world nowadays where we can be more creative because of the technology that we've got to support us, and because of even the hybrid workspace nowadays with people working from home or a bit of at home and a bit of at work. Life is not what it used to be even 5 years ago, pre-pandemic. And so where people were doing the power on at work and burning out, that stop that happened, and I talk about it in the book, my new book, about how the stop was long enough for people to go, wow, okay, I want to change some of my priorities. So if anything, it's even more important to bring the Mary Poppins effect or factor into your life and into your business more of a day now. So things like stress and burnout, disengagement, just people going, it's not exciting me. I don't want to do it. The workplace has changed dramatically over the last few years, and play is essential. It just is. So get that. And I remember when I created my Play More Pure Essential Oil blend, which when you smell it, it smells kind of like lemon sherbet lollies. It contains one of the main oils is Mei Chang. Mei Chang is a great essential oil that helps to keep your heart relaxed, but keep you up at the same time. And I remember having a corporate person say to me, like, what am I going to do? Turn into a giggling idiot? No, it's just going to help to lighten your mood so that you can cope with what you're doing better. That's it. It doesn't mean you have to play games in the workplace, but absolutely, if people are, and think about yourself, if you're enjoying something, you're more engaged in it. Doesn't matter what it is. I was working on some garden furniture the other day, getting things ready for summer. So sanding back a couple of day beds that we've got out in the garden and re-oiling them. And I needed it. I'm not the renovator queen. That is not my gene at all. And I found myself having to play mind games, or choosing to play mind games to make it fun, because in my mind, that kind of thing is not fun, but I wanted the challenge of actually doing it. And at the end, it was incredibly satisfying and I really enjoyed it. And I needed to just reframe it and lighten my mood around it. It didn't turn me into a frivolous idiot giggling around the place or any of that kind of stuff. I still went at it, got the job done, but I didn't tax my body in the process. That's what it's about. So same as Ali Abdul talks about, that it doesn't add a lack of professionalism in the workplace, but it absolutely helps people wanting to be more engaged and more present in what they're doing. That can only help with communication, with results, and with people wanting to keep moving forward. So it's really important.
Have you ever wondered how your life could have been different if you'd had access to this type of content at a younger age? Look, this is why I need your help. I'm working to build the #1 platform that gives real and easy to integrate healthy life hacks and mindset to help you get well and stay well. This show only grows by word of mouth and new subscribers. It would mean the world to me if you could click the subscribe button right now, leave a 5-star written review, or drop a comment below. Share this episode with a friend and I would be forever grateful. Now, let's get back to this week's episode.
From a happy hormone perspective, playing in any way triggers a better dopamine hit. So even with myself, I've talked about in the past how, my to-do list is colored bits of paper. Why I don't do to-do lists as a list, because I find it overwhelming. However, by doing this, literally I screw it up and throw it into the bin, and I guess yay, I get an extra dopamine hit. It's a little thing I do that I find really effective for myself. So Mary Poppins, her theory absolutely aligns with that if we're happier in what we're doing, be it that you're working for yourself or, working for someone else, or even just working around the yard like I was doing the other day, we're more satisfied and we're more productive in the end. So I think Mary Poppins has actually got it right. We can see that life is either a burden, work is a burden, relationships are a burden, doing all the list of things around your home is a burden, or we can, and in so many cases, people leave. They'll leave that job, they'll leave that relationship, they'll leave that house, they'll leave that thing. But if we don't deal with what is in us that's making us run, and we don't learn to be able to reframe things, we take the same us to the new circumstances. And which is why you find people who go, God, this job's just as bad as the last one. Or, the relationship, it's like this new partner I've got, it's like the same thing again. Why? What is the common factor is you. The common factor is us. It just is. And so why not look at doing things to support yourself to be able to reframe? So like me, I 20 years ago when I wrote my 7 Steps to Sanity book. And by the way, if you get my Fuck the Stress book, I've done a condensed version of my 7 Steps to Sanity book in the back of this book. So you get both books. But I created my Play More blend back then because it was one of the 7 steps to sanity. It's essential to our well-being to let our adrenal glands to recharge through play. And so we can it's a way that we can break that stress loop, that whole loop that we're on where our body's going into survival mode and cortisol's going high and we're pinching the vagus nerve and our gut's getting turned off. All those things keep happening. And play is one of the things that can disrupt it so that we can break it. So just think about if you're in your day and you're bogged down and it's no fun and you have to do something, just think, what would Mary Poppins do? What would Mary Poppins do? She'd reframe it. She'd say, in every job, I agree, that must be done, there is an element of fun. The whole thing mightn't be fun, but there can be a bit of fun. And if we focus on the parts that are working for us, it helps to change our dynamics, how we interact with whatever it is we have to interact with or get to interact with. And we can totally take giant chunk of stress off our bodies. So just throwing that out there. I think it's worth it. I know I definitely, I love Mary Poppins, loved it as a kid and loved it even more nowadays because I realize 30 years ago when I burned out, one of the things was, it was the 1980s. It was the greed is good, work, 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 work. And I burned out. I wasn't having fun. Making money and burning out is not fun. So fun is one of my highest priorities nowadays. And bringing play into my life in, all the elements of my life, all my areas of life. And it doesn't have to be that you're not professional. You can be professional and still have a light spirit. That's it. Try it on. Have Mary Poppins in the back of your brain next time you're spinning out and see what you can do to find some fun in it. I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed my podcast, please let me know by leaving a review on Apple Podcast. Every month, I draw one lucky person who leaves a review, have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you're tuning in from so that you always catch the next episode. I welcome your emails and you can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, remember, when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.